Hey, it's Martin here from Martin Inspires, and I want to talk today about, are you spending money to help you feel? This is a really powerful one where we come from that angle of being disconnected to self, and I know exactly what that feels like because when I was going through my journey of depression, it was such a debilitating illness that really affected me from the angle of not feeling like I was worthy of anything from anybody. So what I ended up doing was constantly buying things online and buying things in shops and things like that to get a level of instant gratification. I was wanting to experience some level of self-love, and the way that I was doing that was from the angle of buying all these products, all these materialistic things that, in all fairness, I really didn't need. I didn't want. I wasn't actually needing anything of that, and I just ended up with all this stuff. I know when the relationship broke down with my partner and I, she just said, "Look at all this stuff you've got," and she used to get frustrated as to why I was always buying things and just spending all this money, and I just was like, I need it for this, I need it for that, and I was doing all this thing to justify all my expenditures, but all that I was actually doing was externally, I needed that gratification. I was looking for external things. I was looking for things to buy that were going to help me feel better, because when that postman came and delivered that product, that present to myself, I was going to feel, oh yes, somebody loves me, and even though it was me that was buying them, oh yes, thank you so much, oh I'm all excited. I'd get that purchase, I'd unbox it, I'd play with it for a bit, and then I wouldn't use it. And I'd be looking for something else, and I'd be constantly buying. I can remember my ex-partner saying to me, is when you're working away a focus for you to just go and buy stuff to see how many deliveries you can get while you're away. And I thought it was a bit of a joke, because at the time I just didn't realize I was doing it because I was in so much pain. I didn't realize that was the way I was dealing with the depression. And it was only when it was brought to my attention, when I heard somebody else speak around mental health and some of the things to be consciously aware of in regards to what people do on a daily basis. And it could be from the angle of disconnection, being really quiet. In fact, it could be completely the opposite, where people are being really excited and really energetic and like really over the top about things. That's also a sign. And then she said around people purchasing stuff, people constantly buying things, and not really feeling a level of gratitude for everything that they've got already. And I'm like, wow, for me, I disconnected from my partner. I put myself in a dark room. I hid myself away from society. And then when I was out there and being seen, I was putting on this big brave face and being all bubbly and being this guy. And I was buying all this stuff as well. So I was ticking all the boxes of somebody who was clearly going through a lot of internal pain, a lot of pressure, and wasn't happy in their life. And, if this is you, if this is where you're at right now, or if this is somebody that you know in your life that's going through this, that's showing these signs, I believe that we have an obligation to help those people. I believe that we have the power to ask them, hey, look, this is a really deep question, but I want to ask you because I'm concerned. Are you okay? Please let me know where you're at right now, because you're showing signs of things that actually are somebody who's struggling. Are you okay? And, it's a very empowering question to ask, but it's also very disempowering for people, because they're concerned that the person they're asking is going to react, is going to get upset, is going to get angry, is going to actually think that we're classing them as having mental issues and things like this. It can be very hard, especially when we don't know how to deal with it, how to approach it. So, I encourage you, reach out, ask me any questions around this, because I know that when I was going through my pain, my partner at the time, she just didn't know how to deal with it. She didn't know what to say, what to do, and unfortunately missed all those warning signs. I needed help. However, I didn't know how to express it because I felt of no value. I felt unworthy. I felt like I didn't want to be here anymore, that I wasn't worthy of being here in this life. So I felt like I couldn't reach out. because I didn't want to show that weakness to the person that I was supposed to be supporting, that I was supposed to be strong for. And yet I needed her more than ever. And she wasn't there because she didn't know how to deal with it. And all that I needed her to do was ask the question, are you okay? There's something going on. I know it's deep. Are you okay? Can I help you? And even reaching out and asking, incredible organizations like Beyond Blue and Lifeline and so on, who can help, who can give you advice, who can support you. Because the person who's experiencing the pain from seeing their partner or their friend or their family member go through this also needs support, and also can get that support when they reach out and ask the question. So I just really wanted to touch on this today because I know how much it affected me, and I know how much that I was relying on all these products and all these things into my life to just give me that instant gratification, but I was truly falling back. I was looking outside of myself for happiness. I wasn't prepared to open the door and go through and face this journey that I was going through and grow with it. It was very much a victim mindset, and I don't say that to put anybody down or be negative, but that was what it was. It was very much a disempowering mindset that was helping me remain where I was. And it was only when I actually looked at self and I started to actually speak to self and work on self and do all the personal development and listen to people who were talking about depression, who were talking about anxiety, who were talking about suicide, was I then opening up to accepting what I was going through, and I was able to then deal with it. I was able to acknowledge it and accept it to move forward in my life. And I know if this is where you're at, I know and I believe 100% that you can experience a better life. However, it starts with you choosing to step forward. Because choosing to stay where we are right now in this pain is not helping us get any better. Choosing to be in community groups where we don't empower each other to move forward and give each other direction and just talk around the pain and not actually help each other move forward with strategic ways of moving forward is never going to help us. It's going to keep us where we are. The difference between the person who moves forward is the action that they take. And I'm saying this from my heart to you today because it's what I did. I'm a prime example of somebody who turned their life around because he took action. That's all it was. I chose to take action. I could have chosen to stay in the mental institute. I could have chosen to do that. I could have chosen to not put myself through the pain that I did for me to become better. How are diamonds created? Through stress. How is the earth, all the beautiful mountains that we see, the nature when we go into the bush, into nature, how is all the earth formed? Through stress. All the beauty that we appreciate through stress. And that's exactly what can come from this when we choose to see it this way and act on it. And getting that help and support to help you get there is super powerful. It's super, super important that you go and get that support. Because I know that when I went into that mental institute, when I admitted myself, I refused to allow the doctor, the psychiatrist, to admit me. Because I wasn't prepared to allow myself to acknowledge that I was so weak. But if you're prepared to get better, if you want to get better, taking advantage of all these incredible ways that you can get better by the messages, whether it be from me, whether it be from somebody else, whether it be going and speaking to such as Lifeline or Beyond Blue or going into a hospital, whatever it may be, acknowledging that you need that time out, you need that support, and you're prepared to move forward to go and get it is what's going to help you. There's no shame in asking for help. If I hadn't have got that help, I don't believe I'd have been here today. That's what I'm talking, that's the level that I'm talking on here. For me, everything was about me becoming better. Me being the person that I came here to be and appreciate what I've gone through. And that's why I'm able now these days to talk so confidently around it. to know that I'm making a difference, to know that I came here to experience this pain because I'm so bold and confident enough to speak up about it. So please ask for help. Whether you're the person going through the pain, as in the immediate person that's going through the depression, the suicidal journey, or the person that's on the outside that is unsure and doesn't know what to do to help the person. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. I really do appreciate it. I'm so grateful. And if this has resonated with you, please comment below, like it, and even share it to help other people who are going through this pain, who need to hear this message. And if you are watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to make sure that you're notified of when I post any other further videos. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.